Aloha and welcome to angelawareness.tv. Welcome to our first episode. I am your host, Ariel Liana, and today I am here in Oregon with Grandfather David Stanley. Welcome, Grandfather David Stanley. He wrote his story called A Second Chance, and this is the story right here. It's a triumphant story of dying, returning, healing, and transformation. Back in 1986, David had a motorcycle accident leading to a death experience for at least 28 minutes, placing him right in front of the morgue. During this time, he encountered what he calls heaven. David is a REM meditation teacher, healer, medicine man, and plant expert. Thank you so much, Grandfather David, for being here and being on this planet and for allowing me to interview you and for sharing your story with the world, ultimately. So please take us back to 1986 with your accident. Tell us what happened.
Well, I would like to start this with, I would like to get myself in an REM state.
Okay.
And go through this.
All right.
And that's just focusing all of my being into my eyes, not thinking. And there it is, REM. It's very strong. Well, go back. 1986, August 28th. It's a beautiful morning on Maui. Went for a ride on my bike. On my way home, got hit by a station wagon. Tara pulled up in her car to help me, my wife. I knew she'd be on Makani Road because she was on her way to work. I was on my way home. A tow truck pulled up and it was Herman Kalasa, my really good Hawaiian friend. He held my hand and said the Lord's Prayer. Said I stopped breathing. And I came back. I started saying the Lord's Prayer in my head over and over. Ambulance pulled up, tossed me in down to the hospital. Dr. Probst showed up and looked at me and knew what to do. A master. Been in Vietnam. 7 years on the front line. A medic. His eyes lit up when he saw me. The anesthesiologist came in, gave me gas. My heart stopped. I stepped out. I looked at the machine flatlining it. Then I went into shock when I looked at my body not breathing. Everybody in the OR really worked hard at saving my life. And then they gave up, and they were all really sad. All of a sudden, I heard singing from a distance, louder. An angel came into the room and gave me a hug. The room smelled of roses. She had a handful. Put them on my dead body. And everybody in the room. We went into the next room and put them on Tara. And we flew through the building. Through the floors, through the roof. Really high in the sky till it was dark. I looked down at my feet and saw the earth and beautiful marble. I wasn't ready to leave. We kept flying faster. Stuck my arms out, turned my hands, and we spun. Flew right into the sun. It burned my eyes so bad I had to cover them with my hands. And it got dark again. were flying over hell. I saw many souls, men in uniform, thousands, angels, trying to help the souls get to Jesus, to heaven, to ask for forgiveness. Some never will. They go and rot away. I was afraid. I was holding my angel. Don't drop me here. And she smiled. I was still saying the Lord's Prayer very loud. I saw lines of people leaving this hell place, going toward this beautiful temple I see. I feel by saying the Lord's Prayer, I got to cut in line. I wasn't put in the lines. We flew right into this beautiful temple, and it was all lit up. Again, so bright, so white, it blinded me again. When I finally opened my eyes and took my hands away, it was Jesus and Mary and two other girls, and they started singing to me in a language I didn't understand. And when they were done, I started talking about my children and how I love them. And that they need a father. And may I have another chance. Next thing I knew, I woke up on a cold gurney, screaming from the pain. And the OR came running down, a little orderly, and pushed me back into the emergency. The pain was almost too much, but I was back. They gave me a second chance. Dr. Probst hadn't left the hospital. He was still there, so he wanted to start working. He grabbed a hacksaw and was going to cut off my right leg. Took a marker pen and marked it. I had one finger that still moved and worked. No, I had to hold my jaw on. I asked him to put all the jello in a cast. Jesus is going to help me heal. He did it. I told him I was a Christian Scientist as a child and growing up, and I still lived it. He said, oh no, another one of these. He just patched me up, and then I went into a coma. They put in the paper that I had died, the news, TV. I came out of my coma. Oh, while I was in my coma, the community that I'm involved with had a healing gathering. During the gathering, somebody said, what happened to me? They all prayed for me, and they came into my room in the hospital. Pretty amazing prayers. They all signed a big card and sent it to me. I got it weeks later, and it was in my room. Very difficult to be back awake, pain. Tara visiting me every day, being like a nurse, dressing like a nurse. One day she snuck the kids in. That was wonderful. Dr. Probst one day said, okay, if you don't get out of bed, you'll never get out of bed. It's time to walk every day, 3 times. Oh my goodness, oh no. 2 big Hawaiian nurses dragged me up and down the hallway 3 times a day. It hurt so much, but I did it. Started talking to the man down in the morgue, one that worked, pushing people down. He told me 3 people a year don't die. I didn't put you inside left you in the hallway, I had a feeling you were going to wake up. I woke up.
Okay.
He told me there's a woman I need to meet.
So when you were in heaven, you saw angels and you saw other souls. What else did you see?
One of the things about the temple is that there was a church pew,
Mm-hmm.
the finest quality woodworking I've ever seen.
Okay.
And I feel because Jesus is a woodworker on earth, probably one of his creations.
I see. Did you see Jesus?
Of course.
Did he tell you anything? Did he say anything
Well,
to
I
you?
walked over to the church pew and there was a book
Mm-hmm.
with my name.
Oh.
And the book was open. My name was on the top of both pages, one good, one bad.
Oh.
And the good page was very full, but there was two things on the bad page. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Quiet for a while and didn't know how to react. But I've healed those two now. One of the things in life now is I want to go back with a clean book, all good side. No more being a little gangster that I grew up as.
Did you feel, what did you feel from Jesus' presence?
Oh, it's glowing. There's a
Uh-huh.
halo. Everyone in the room did. Oh, and there was other little angels in the room,
Mm-hmm.
peeking at me, laughing and happy. Family reunion time. Oh, also the temple. The temple was white marble with gold through it.
Beautiful.
The ground was fog, like I was on a cloud. I couldn't see my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Did you see any other kind of beings,
Baby angels the most.
like Mother Mary? Did you see anything, other kinds of?
I didn't see a devil.
Okay.
Wow.
You did not.
No.
Okay. But you
In
saw.
hell, I did not see a devil.
Okay.
I did see jail cages. I did see little critters around those
Okay.
people with like spears, and I feel they were suicide victims,
Mm.
drug overdoses,
Okay.
unhappy souls.
Right. And did you see any
Murderers.
other? Did you see any archangels or
Just
ascended
just
masters?
the four in the room.
Besides, who were the four in the room mostly?
Jesus, Mary, and two girls. I figured that's their daughters.
Okay. So when you say Mary,
Lucia
Mary, Mother Mary,
Sarah.
or Mary Magdalene?
and Jesus' wife.
Okay, Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
And what happened? What did they tell you? What did they communicate to you?
They sang to me.
Oh,
in
okay.
ancient, I got it from later, not that long ago, that it was ancient Jewish
Uh-huh.
that I didn't understand, but it sure felt good.
It's an
The
ancient
words
language.
helped me heal.
Oh, okay.
Very, the words just went right through me.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus loved me with all his heart, and the three girls.
Mm-hmm.
The most love I have ever felt in my life.
Oh. Did you feel like you?
Emanating it from them. Oh, and their heart chakras are a heart that's glowing.
So when you say you went to heaven, did this feel like a different dimension? Did it feel like a different planet? Did it?
I had known I'd been there before many times,
Okay.
come to Earth, and it felt like going home, and Earth is the vacation.
Ah.
Earth isn't the real reality, heaven is.
So we're on a vacation from heaven.
Yes.
Okay. Why would we want to do that?
Well, we get to pick and choose our parents, and we get to watch people making love all over Earth, and pick parents, and get to drop in and be born, and sometimes we pick the wrong ones. Uh-oh, be
Uh-oh.
careful.
What is your greatest takeaway from that experience for you?
Totally believing in Jesus and his family, knowing they're real, they're lords of heaven. We all have to go there. And I didn't go into shock. I mean, I went into shock this time, but next time, no, I'll be totally prepared and ready and not afraid of death.
So,
I'm actually looking forward to it.
oh, okay. It's like coming back home.
Yeah. And the reunion, my parents, my friends that all died by being in a gang. Sad, but true. The dumb die young. The cautious and good stay alive.
How did you feel when you came back into your
It's
body?
very difficult.
Okay.
Earth is very difficult in that state for me. Couldn't run again. Couldn't walk. Couldn't bathe myself. I had casts. They stunk. Oh, I felt this stinky bag is not that fun. But every day I tried harder, got stronger, worked out. Really, when I got my casts off, I would work out in the ocean like Muhammad Ali, 4 foot of water, and just try to run. The resistance is wonderful.
Did you feel any of your angels or your guides around you in this physical
Yes,
form?
yes.
Yeah.
Visiting me all the time. A few times in the hospital, I had to tell my nurses there's an angel with her wing around you.
Oh, nice.
She's thanking you for helping me. And they couldn't see them.
Oh,
They told me I was on drugs.
oh.
And I said, beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
The drugs are dealing with my pain, not my subconscious.
Well, that's a good point. Did you feel when you came back that your psychic senses were opened more? Did you feel more aware of your spiritual reality?
Well, one of the things that saved me was doing yoga all those years, surfing, being really, really athletic, hiking. Just I love to run. One of my goals was to run again. It took a while, but I could run again.
So you felt even more determined to be in your body
Yes.
and take life as a gift.
One day in the
Yeah.
hospital, I had it. They took off my morphine. Ow. Decided that's it. Unplug everything, lug machine, tubes. I'm out the window.
Uh-huh.
My roomie next to me, Roy, we were both out the window.
Okay.
So, but we couldn't get out the window and we got caught and scolded. They put me back on medication for 3 more days.
I see.
But then I was more prepared and ready because I knew it was coming instead of just cold turkey, you shut me off, right? I got my mind ready to know more. No
Right.
more. Just stop. Deal with the pain. It's okay. It's my teacher.
Well, that's something. What happened after you had this experience? Something you met your teacher.
I met Doc before.
Oh, you met Doc before.
I
Okay.
met him before 6 months. Took a REM workshop on release work from Dr. E. Linwall from Georgia,
Okay.
who told me he retired as a chiropractor, couldn't help anybody, just time to just take it easy and enjoy the rest of his life. And he kept
Okay.
one of his patients, Ruth,
Okay.
a neighbor, and kept working with her. Started reading every book he could find on healing. He said he went through hundreds. He told me it was a Christian Science healing book where he got Spirit Most High.
Uh-huh. And so, what did Doc, you after you had this near death or death experience ultimately, you started to work with Doc even
Doc
more.
taught me the REM.
It sounds
One
like.
of the things that Doc did was pull out a book, two books out of my mother's library, and they were the books that he got the information from. He always wondered why I was so good at doing this.
Okay. Can you explain what REM is?
REM, we get in our sleep naturally, 5 minutes, if we're lucky. Some people don't get it at all. Most of us all do.
Okay.
It's the frequency of Great Spirit.
Could you maybe demonstrate to our viewers what it is, like what it
All right,
looks like?
I've been doing it since we started.
Okay.
It's just letting your body go. Don't move. Slowing down one's breath. Focusing everything into your eyeballs and not your third eye. And stop thinking. You can count numbers. See the number in your head, 20. Go all the way to 0. Slowing your breath as you go. And remembering your dream world and how you already know how to do it. You can do it awake. Here it is really strong. So before bed, want to lay down, let go. I don't need to count anymore.
And so when you do this REM meditation, it brings you into a more psychic space. Is that
It's
what you're saying?
If I do it before bed, my dreams are way better.
Okay.
I can have REM for my whole sleep. I'm connected with spirit. I dream the future. I've been called a thunder dreamer by grandfather David, the chief of the Hopi Indians. And that was before I learned this.
Okay.
So now, with that, I know what's going on around me and in front of me, and it really helps me.
Okay. And is there anything that you want to share with our viewers? Anything more about your death experience or REM meditation or anything
In
else
my
that?
REM meditation, it started out very slow.
Okay.
It's like yoga when you first start. It's just difficult. It didn't come through. Well, the REM, the more you do it, also when you get it naturally in your sleep, turn it on brighter and stronger and let it go longer.
Okay.
Your subconscious mind will do it if you ask it to.
Have you found REM to help you to see angels more or
I
spirit
have
guides?
a little Buddha that comes into my
Okay.
mind. Amazing gives me messages. Oh, here's a message coming through from Doc.
Okay. And Doc is your spiritual teacher.
Yeah, Doc's in heaven now. He's a healer. I didn't know. I hadn't communicated for him for a few months, and I went. Grandpa Silver had passed, and I asked him. Since I went to heaven, every once in a while, I get a nice trip to go in the astral, and I was looking for Grandpa Silver and found Doc. I did not know he passed. It's in a beautiful temple, and the message I got was that he was going to be quiet for a year, and please keep visiting, and in a year he would talk to me. Well, the year went up. First thing he asked me was to help his wife, Ruth, Yolanda. So I called her on the phone and she found out she was just out of the hospital in really bad shape on all this medication. One of her organs wasn't working, and I said, time to go under. Worked on her, called her for days with another one's help, and worked really good. She stopped eating the medication, started doing the work, saying, I know she's off to South Africa. Yahoo, my teacher.
So it sounds like REM, the combination of your death experience, of you letting go of fear of death, and then you coming back and studying on a deeper level with your spiritual teacher, and
Yeah.
it helped you to bring spirit into your physical body and help others with your abilities, like
I
psychic
followed
abilities.
this couple for 14 years. We went to Hana. Let's go back a little. I met them at a spiritual gathering on Maui called the Medicine Wheel. I was rubbing our nanny's neck. It was long and twisted, and I would crack it in 5 minutes, it was back out.
Mm-hmm.
I had my hands under her neck, and funny shoes showed up, made in Switzerland. Shoes I saw in my dream world, and looked up and went, whoa, this is my teacher. He kneeled down and introduced himself. I'm Dr. Lenwall, and I would like to help with your neck, young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Closed his eyes, tuned in, and said, I release being a witch in my last life and being hung, stabbed, and burned by men.
Mm.
My neighbors mad at me for nothing.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. She said the words. I still had my hands under her neck. It cracked so loud, the energy went up my hands, through my arms,
Wow.
blew out my head. Her neck stayed straight
Nice.
with words.
So you're a healer with your hands.
That was Doc's words.
Okay. Wow.
I was just long for the learning.
Well, obviously, you had it all in you, and you
I
just
did.
needed the guidance to.
My mother knew it. She one time came down to Sunday school in Christian Science when I was probably 11.
Mm-hmm.
Said, Mr. O'Hara needs your help. Hold his hands. He had just had a heart attack. Very pale. And now, David, send love through your right hand into his heart. And in your left hand,
Mm-hmm.
suck up his pain. And I did this for 5 minutes. His color came back. He started breathing. From then on, they brought me into the church for that. Mom did hospice care in the Christian Science nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
Would bring me with her to help people pass. Mom did that. And so I
Okay.
listened. Mostly my Sunday school teachers that I loved. So it was easy.
So it sounds to me like your path was there for you all this time. You've been a healer since you were a child, and it sounds like the death experience woke you up.
It woke me up to getting out of who I grew up as.
Okay. Okay. And you made a transformation, in other words.
It took a long time, but I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I meant to, I know you wanted to share this earlier. This is a drawing of David, what he saw in heaven. It's a lyre, a harp kind of instrument.
The little angel had that in the temple.
Okay.
And in front of the temple were 4 angels with big horns. And when I showed up and they blowed those horns, boy, everybody looked. And we just flew right in. Saying the Lord's Prayer is very much special access, very magic, very a thing to memorize. Works.
How many, going back to heaven, when you were in heaven on the other side, just a guesstimate of how many beings were in that time
The
and
lines
space?
seemed miles and miles long. There was more than one.
How many souls?
Souls, so many.
Or thousands or millions?
Millions, it seemed like. No animals. Everybody pretty happy in the lines.
Yeah.
They didn't like that I was cutting, I think, and they all looked up.
Did you see anyone you recognized from your family, from your friends?
Just when we had the family get together,
Mm-hmm.
and that was very brief,
Okay.
very brief. My friend told me she went into the circus tent and partied, danced, and loved every minute of it, and then disappeared, came back to Earth.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Well, I think that that is. I'm really grateful for you sharing your story. Is there anything else that you want to share with the
Yeah, a
viewers?
few other things came up. Let's
Okay.
tune back into this here. Dr. Probst, my surgeon, was laughing with my physical therapist one day around Christmas. I thought they were laughing about me, so I staggered over there. And sure enough, they were, and he was talking about me floating on the ceiling
Oh.
at my death. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and winked. Whoa.
Hmm.
How did he know when I came back? I had to say, how'd you know? He said, being in Vietnam on the front line and seeing so many boys die, I started seeing all of them step out.
Huh?
Wow. It changed my total opinion of him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very high soul.
Nice.
I ran into him 3 years afterward
Okay.
at the airport and pulled my pant legs up and said, hey, thank you very much. I'm running. And he was very happy. He gave me a big hug. That was
Aw,
really nice.
nice.
Got to do physical therapy for about a year, and toward the end, Willie Nelson came in.
Oh, wow.
Bill and Shar told me, stay away from him. He's on this side of the room, you go way over there. I couldn't schedule him around me. I was in for 8 hours a day. Treated me really good, gave me my own little room. Well, one day I was out resting in my van, and Willie came with, he was in a car parked next to me and popped his head in, and we became friends. Next day, we did a hot tub in the physical therapy across from each other and just talked and became better friends. And one day I said, it's Jesse's birthday. I'd like to invite you to a luau. And him and Bill and Shar actually said yes. Oh, Jesse was thrilled. It's an island fish house, and oh my goodness, they thought I was kidding. I didn't think he'd show up, but that was one of my funnest nights.
Wow, that's incredible. And did you get to share with him your experience with heaven?
Willie read my book.
Oh, he did. What did
Yeah.
he think?
He loved every
Oh, nice.
all of it. He really did.
So, it's been a long time since you've had this experience. 1986 is quite a while ago.
Yes.
Have you had other ways of expressing to others about your amazing experience besides writing this little book?
Doing the healing work, I just took a year break.
Mm-hmm.
Very good for me.
Okay.
And now it's coming through really strong. I've wanted to do this for about 10 years, and I'm glad we're doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's time. I'm
I'm
ready
honored.
now.
I'm so honored to be able to interview you for this story, and it's in perfect alignment. The angels told me
Well,
to
here's a
do
little vision I'm
this
getting
work. So.
here.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, my mother told me on her dying bed a few days worth of messages, and one of them was to watch for someone named Grandfather David, the chief of the Hopi Indians. Maybe he'll save your life, dummy. Well, somehow I ended up at the gathering of the tribes in New Mexico, and I put my teepee up with my wife, and there was a beautiful plant there with flowers, and I couldn't chop it down, so I put the teepee around it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the little hummingbirds, they were coming in the teepee to get the nectar. And who shows up but Grandfather David? Asked if he could come in. And, yeah, come on in. Well, I had 6 Indian elders. He was 100 years old, very wise. We connected right away. I told her about my mom and Grandpa D. Fisher and a few Indian stories Mom shared with me. I couldn't leave his side. I needed him. I needed to heal what was wrong with me.
Mm.
We did sweats and talked a lot, and it didn't work. Got close.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me to come with them, and I had a job in Oregon and a family, so I had to go home. Normal life. And so, but I got the message.
Mm-hmm.
I kept looking more, and gee, kept looking for my healer and looking, and I was in Santa Cruz, and Dalai Lama's coming to the university. Hey, Tara, let's go see him. Oh, she was stoked. Let's go. Front page of the paper.
Dalai Lama's in town. You gotta
First trip to
go.
America. We go, and there's hardly any people there.
Oh, wow.
Did a talk and had an interpreter and a big buffet and selling stuff. And cool. They hung out longer than normal, and everybody got hugs and love. And bless Tara, and she's pregnant with Sunny. And
This
me.
is your daughter, Sunny.
And that was wonderful. And it wasn't money to get in; it was just a donation, and they wanted us to buy gifts, and we did that, and it was just really a great day. But I didn't heal.
Mm.
Went through a lot of other people looking and looking. And
Mm.
Mom tried her best, sent me to a few really good people.
Mm.
But not till I found Doc. They staged a workshop after spring on Maui, and I missed it somehow because of working. But went back to the medicine wheel place to get my stuff that was more stuff, and found 4 girls wiped out in the grass up on the hill on my walk. They said they just did Doc's workshop. Here's the flyer for the next one. You have to go to Kauai.
Oh, wow.
Made plans, went. Got there to where they were. Nice apartment on the beach. 12 people showed up Friday night to do the free lecture. Doc talked a couple hours, worked on anybody who wanted to be worked on. Next morning, 3 of us. That went really well.
Did you find the healing you needed?
Cried the whole time.
Oh, okay.
The 2 girls left the next morning. They were wiped. They needed to go lay in sand. It's just Doc and Ruth then. Oh my goodness. They needed a tour guide, and I knew Kauai very well. They worked on me 2 hours every morning, both of them. I cried the whole time.
What do you think led you to discover Doc in the first place?
Well, I was looking for my healer.
Okay. Do you feel like your angels, your guardian angels ultimately led you to him?
I'll look deeper into that, see how that happened. I never looked into that before, what the connection was. But one day in a workshop, he looked at me and said, I'm your father in a past life.
Oh, wow.
He didn't say that to anybody, hardly. And I know of one other man on Maui. And now me and Pino are very much closer. And it was during King Arthur days. We were knights in the round table. And for us to find each other made us much more closer.
So you're saying that past lives are real?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
He went into 28 of my past life deaths as a warrior.
Okay.
Being killed in battle.
Right.
And reincarnating as a man warrior again.
Oh, wow.
The next lifetime.
So you've had a lot of vacations here on Earth, it sounds like.
Many, many, many.
That's incredible. And so you have this amazing tattoo on your left arm. Can you tell us what that's linked to?
Well, when I came
It's
back
a
into
lightning bolts. If you can maybe go like that and show.
when I came back into my body, I saw lightning electronics going through my being, coming from above, going through me very slow and blue.
Okay.
So I did 5 coming in with 1 going up, just to signify, so I always remember what happened to me.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah, it helped me to think and walk and everything again. My electronics came back.
Oh. And it sounds like the yoga and working with energy through your body has helped you to heal,
Yes.
like your chakras. And can you tell us more about your knowledge and what you want to share about that?
Well, I studied with Dr. Chang from China.
Okay.
He was a Chinese herbalist, taught many classes on Chinese, came to America to learn American doctoring. Decided he would incorporate both.
Okay.
His family was the royal family of healers. 20 generations written down.
Where do you know, is he still
Recipes.
alive right now?
He is still alive. He's
Okay.
in New York. He's still teaching. His medicine is amazing on the web. Jade cream I used on my face. My plastic surgeon wanted to know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I next time brought the bottle. He called Dr. Chang. They made friends. He sent him $500 worth. The plastic surgeon used it on everybody.
Oh, wow.
Said it's a miracle. It's the recipe the wise men gave to Jesus and Mary and Joseph at the birth. And
Incredible.
it works. It's red skin medicine.
Oh, wow. And it works for pretty much anything.
Anything on the skin.
Okay.
And he has other really amazing philosophies and medicines. It's taught me a lot.
And he has written books. And
Yes, the books are the best.
Steve, what's his name? Stephen Chang?
Stephen J. Chang.
Okay. Wow. So, is there anything that you want to share more with the viewers? I know you have a lot to share.
I do, I know the main focus is, people, I would pass the book out and ask, write on it when you send it back, what did you get out of it? And I got back the strangest, the most people wanted to know about was hell.
Oh, yeah. Tell us more about.
And I thought everybody would want to know more about heaven. But reality is everybody wants to know more about hell. So here we go. Let's go a little more into it.
Okay.
Saw a really neat show, the 700 Club. I think it was 8 interviews with people who died and went to heaven, and 8 interviews with people that died and went to hell.
Okay.
Drug overdoses, suicides. So people that went to heaven, car accidents. One of the stories was exactly mine.
Oh, wow.
To perfectly. Wonderful. Wonderful to see that show because it's just other people expressing. Opened my eyes more to the hell factor watching that because of their testimonies and realize life is very fragile. Be careful. You can die really easily. The kids thinking they're never happened to me. I'm a super kid. No way. Well, we're very fragile.
Well, that's interesting because I would like to ask you, what message would you like to give to the kids or the young adults of this time period? With all these things
Well,
going
because
on in
I
the
had
world.
my stuff. I hadn't healed it yet. My teenage years, I was really an angry boy.
Okay.
I'd fight anybody. So, in being that way in 7th and 8th grade, there's more of us. And the school picked us out, put us all the bad kids in the same classroom together. Well, that just united us all. How dumb. Who was thinking? We terrorized even worse.
Oh.
Well, going into high school, none of those kids made it hardly. They all dropped out. We were still very united.
So in terms of now that that when you were in high school, you went through a lot, it sounds like, and then fast forward, you went to heaven, and then you come back. What message do you have for the young now that you've seen what you've seen?
Right.
What would be, if you could say one thing to them, what would that be?
Time to heal your stuff.
It's time to heal your stuff. Okay.
If you don't heal your stuff, it leads to your downfall. And it's not that hard. I did it. Took me a while to find my teacher, but I found him and her.
Wonderful. Wow. Well, thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
Well, and I know there's probably way more, but it's pretty good for right now.
Yeah.
We'll go more. And let me open my eyes. And doing the REM, for me, awake, makes everything, my vision gets clearer.
I can see your soul now.
Yeah, it's really something to get it. Well, thank you all very much. And,
Thank you as well. Thank you so much, Grandfather David, for letting me spend time with you and pick your brain. And
we'll do more.
we can do some more of this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you to our viewers, and thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at angelawareness.tv@gmail.com.
And Doc is on the internet too. He's still teaching even though he's gone.
Yes. What is his website?
E. Linwall.
Okay, got that. All right, well, thank you, everyone, and angel blessings and aloha.
Thank you. Ho ho.